travel to a faraway jungle to find the source, each having their own reasons. Welcome to the Tomb of Annihilation. Right, so everybody welcome back to our campaign. We're in episode 8, and in the last session you all arrived back in Port Nyanzaru after your 2-week jungle journey. On arriving back, you noticed a small change in the port. Almost everyone recognizes you now. Some people have started following you around the port. Others have tried to capitalize on your fame, and some have even declared their admiration for you. After arriving, you headed off to meet with the Lady Sindra Sylvain, stopping in at the Temple of Savras, where you helped Zitemba shoo off some shifty characters. Sindra Sylvain wasn't at Wakanga's, and you redirected to the Golden Throne. On entering, you found the Lady Sylvain, who appeared to be wasting away faster than normal. Inside the Golden Throne, she was in deep conversation with Jobal, Zanti, and Wakanga, 3 of the other merchant princes, along with a dwarf named Kathla from the Strongen clan. A political war is brewing between the dwarves mining gems near Fort Belluarian and Liara Porter and the Duke, who controls the land. The Duke insists on charging the dwarves passage down to their boats awaiting loading the gems up near Fort Belluarian, even though the dwarves claim the rights to the land. Only the dwarven king, Jolka, can challenge these charges in person, and he is dying from the curse. Kathla and her dwarven meisters believe that a concoction containing the blood of the royal line can cure the curse. You have learned that there is a living royal hiding in the safety of Kirsabal, and they have asked you to embark at once to request a precious vial of their blood. You agreed, choosing not to use Kathla's guide, Musharib, whom you promised to assist with his personal quest at a later date. You then found your own guide, signing up with Azaka in return for helping her reclaim her wooden mask from the terror folk in Firefinger. You also did a small amount of shopping in preparation and met a loving admirer, a canoe merchant named Perrin Arundel. After a night of drinking and planning with Azaka, you agreed to meet her at breakfast outside Kaya's House of Repose. And this is where we pick up. Can everyone make sure that they have added an inspiration to their character sheet, please?
Done.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Cool,
Done.
cool. Alright. So, morning has come. And you find Azaka waiting outside the inn. The sound of a storm greets you, along with the lashing sounds of heavy rainfall. By the time you reach Azaka, the storm is quickly past. She is waiting for you at a large table inside the breakfast area. She's a cup of steaming brown coffee in hand in front of her, and the table is already laden with breakfast choices. You slowly make your way down to the breakfast table, where she looks up at you with a smile, and nods. Good morning. I have taken the liberty of arranging all of the breakfast for you. Please, you will need full stomachs, for a journey is ahead of us that will take long time. Is everybody well rested?
Much appreciated. And Dustin sits down.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much for this. Much appreciated.
It is not a problem. The breakfast is included with the room. I did not pay anything. I just made sure that it is all laid out waiting for you. Please, please come. Don't be shy. We've got big journeys to do today. And she
Yeah,
watches
Lena
you.
will take a seat.
So you're just gonna hang back.
I follow suit.
Bargo takes
Okay.
a seat and takes chocolate.
I take it that everybody is prepared and packed your bags, and you have all got your various jungle necessities. Yeah.
Well, we managed to get ourselves a canoe in order to traverse the jungle, but I was actually hoping you will guide us in making sure that we have everything that we will need.
Well, as long as you have tents for the night when we break for camp, I would also suggest you make sure you have enough for a day's full's worth of water, a week's worth of rations, and mosquito nets, insect repellent. You know these things, they would never go amiss. And some, for you light-skinned people, perhaps some easily to slap on mud, you know, to keep the sun from burning your skin. And a hat, yes, these things are always important in the hot sun. But seriously, as long as you have brought enough rations and some water, I think we should be fine, yeah?
Sounds good. I will look for mud at the beach of the river.
Question:
Yes.
Do we have tents?
I don't think we
have
have
a tent.
tents.
I don't think we have.
No. Oh well, we kept the tents after we lost our traveling companion, so we haven't ditched them. So I guess we have tents, but I don't know. I don't think they're on anyone's sheets, but we had tents when we were traveling with. Oh, I forgot his name. Shit.
Roca. With Roca.
With Roca. And he didn't take all of the tents with him when he left, so supposedly we have tents?
Oh, right. So we will have his tents. I see.
Rocker did not take
Yep.
any equipment with him. When
No,
he
exactly.
left.
So I guess we have to add some tents. I don't know how many tents we had. 2?
Yes. You can add 2. That would be no problem.
Alright, who's gonna carry them?
Let me see if I can carry them first, and then I'll let you know.
I can. I'm not entirely useless.
I
Yeah.
think I can as well. Somehow I still have room.
Yeah, I cannot carry these.
Alright. And you take one, I take the other. Yerlena?
Okie dokie, that's fine. And I think we had. Is it like one mosquito net per tent or one mosquito net per person? Because I know we had mosquito nets because I remember him.
Yeah, you
doing
should have
something
a
with them.
mosquito net per person.
Oh, per person. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, they're basically like a single-use personal mosquito net that you drape over yourself. Commonly in the jungle, you're either going to be camping under the open stars in a hammock between trees, or in a tent, or dare I say, just out in the open with no protection at all. So a mosquito net in all situations is going to help.
I have to ask, Lunan, do you have a what is it called? An incense burner or something like that?
I do not believe I do.
Okay.
Check your
I don't
priest pack.
Yeah, but I don't think I had the priest pack.
Ah.
Because I was thinking about insect repelling stuff that we might need. So incense or salve can do that.
I remember there were incense, yeah, sold in the town. We can get ourselves some of that in addition to the mosquito nets.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that if we have the mosquito nets, we will use them at night. So we don't
Yeah.
need the incense burner, because the incense stuff, because incense is something you burn at night, and salve is something you have on you when you walk. I guess.
Oh, I
So.
was thinking on combining the two.
Oh yeah, possibly. I guess in addition to the nets, I don't know.
In the sequence, for the sake of expediency, I say, can I have bought incense for all the party?
Yes.
All right.
Well, what does the expert think? Would we need both?
I think most of the time we will be on the river, and the incense is normally good for the deep jungle. You know, mosquitoes and insects, while you are not moving, they are attracted to you. But we will be moving down the river quite swiftly. So in this case, I think we should be okay without. Otherwise, we can always find the gum of the tree and you can use that as the insect repellent. But if we come across it, I will let you know. We can make a stop. Okay. How is everybody finding the breakfast?
Takes a ship to the chocolate. Good. It's good. We don't have this where I'm from.
Good. Now, have you thought about the route down the river and where we are going to be stopping and the journey that we will be taking? Have we planned everything out? And also, do we need to put money in for a boat?
We have a boat
Oh,
that I hope will be sufficient. And when it comes to the journey, we should take a quick look on the map. And discuss it. But from my point of view, I feel we could easily follow the river Tiriki up to the Firefinger and try to help you with your quest
yeah.
from the already in the beginning of the travel, and from there try to move over to the Onglu River.
Have
We
you
should.
have you pulled out your own map and put it on the table and?
Yeah.
Okay. So you whip out your own map, you lay it out on the table. I'm gonna take the markings on the map as that we see here as markings that you have made yourselves on the map. Yes. Tell me, what are these markings over here? These
Pointing on those.
yes, these two lines down here. What is this along the river?
If I recall correctly, that was the path the dragon we saw followed.
Wait, what? No. This. The line is the footprints of the large beast
Oh,
that was spotted near Fort Beluarian. So, and we asked for the location of the prince, or where it was supposedly traveling, by the looks of the prince, and that was the direction. So somewhere on that line is some kind of a migratory track for some kind of beast, which is why it's there.
Okay. Right. Are we going to be investigating this, or are we just going straight down to the Firefinger?
I will say first take a look at this, then Firefinger, if that's okay with you.
This is not a
It
problem.
might be useful if we have to make landfall anyway to stop on the opposite side of the river, and then our night watch can keep an eye if they see any monster on the other side.
Yes. Okay.
So Dustin is basically pointing over here to make sort of like if we end up here, you can make camp on the edge of the river, and then you can actually see what goes on over here.
So it will take us, if we set a good pace, I would say we can take the rest of the day and we will reach over there. This should take us 1 day to paddle down the river this way. By day 2, we'll need to camp at night on the riverbank. Then by day 2, potentially, we'll reach the just before these areas. By day 3, we'll reach your investigating place, and we can either disembark and take a look at these animal tracks that you are looking at, and hop back on the boat. I am unclear about how long this would take, but you know, if it takes us half a day or something, then we can maybe make it further down the river to there. Who knows? But it will take us 2 days to reach this area.
Perfect.
And if we don't stop, how long would it take to go upriver to the Firefinger?
So it will take another from there. That is day 3. Day 4. Day 5. It will take us about 6 days. However, the terrafolk, they are winged beasts, and their eyesight is good. By the end of day 5, we will have to go on foot and deep into the jungle to avoid detection, because they spy passers-by on the river and they kidnap them, take all of their loot, and either eat them or kill them. And we do not want to be taken by these flying beasts, these animals. So we will have to make our way carefully into the jungle and then move toward the Firefinger. Yeah. So we are looking at least 5 days on the water before we reach our destination. Sound good?
All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Well then, if everybody is ready, I say let us head off to the anchorage and set sail.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Okay. You set off, leaving Kaya's house of repose behind you. Make your way south to the city towards a teriyaki anchorage and head to the docks. When you get to the docks, I assume, Yarlena, you pull out the
Hell
canoe.
yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna unfold my boat.
Yeah? Okay. So, take off your shoulder bag, unclip it, and you start unfolding the boat. Dustin Cole looks down at you. Is that a canoe in your pocket? And Azaka stands back and she's like, "Oh, Very impressive. This must have cost you quite the arm and the leg, huh? What did you pay for such a prize like this?
You could say that, yeah.
I look
For a
at
certain someone.
Did somebody sell their soul to the devils, huh?
Close.
Close enough.
Oh, this sounds like a campfire story tonight. Okay. So, you slowly assemble the boat. It takes you, what, 5 minutes? Not too long. Plop it in the water. Within the boat, in the canoe, there are, was it 8 oars?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me just bear with me while I go into the canoe quickly. Canoe. Canoe large. So, the box folds out into a boat that measures 10 foot long, 3 foot wide, and it's 2 feet deep. The canoe has 3 pairs of oars, a steering oar, and a single outrigger that can be attached parallel to the canoe to ensure stability. I assume you're going to set out the canoe with the rigger on it. The rigger is like a flotation device that is a little bit shorter than the entire length of the canoe. A little bit like those, like training wheels on a bicycle. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Just in case none of you are used to canoeing, it will help maintain balance and weight in the boat. The canoe can hold up to 8 medium creatures, and it has a maximum speed of 2 miles per hour. Once unfolded, the weight from 10 pounds then jumps up to about 25, so it becomes reasonably heavier. As you set the whole thing up, you gingerly step into the canoe. Can we get a seating order, please?
Should we go like
We should
establish?
We should probably have our navigator be the one with the steering oar.
Yep, so Azaka will stay at the back. The steering oar is going to be like a rudder.
Oh yeah, rudder. So yeah.
So she will park herself at the back.
I think I should definitely take one of the oars for speed.
There's, I mean, the marching order or the canoe order, feel free to change yourselves on the map how you want to place yourselves.
I'm fine where I am.
Yep,
Do we
so
want to- or-
so far we have Lunan in the front, Vargo and his owl at second, Valrus third, Yarlena in at fourth, and then Dusted at the back with Azaka.
Yeah.
I don't mind being in the front, being a bit of a lookout.
Mm-hmm. Who's got the best vision?
It must be
Oh.
Lunan.
That will probably be Luna, yeah.
Okay. Right, so we're all happy with this. As you all set in, you put your backpacks in between your legs in front of you. Azaka climbs into the back, checks the steering oar. Right, if we are to keep up our speed, everybody is going to have to be rowing. Make sure that you get your paddle in deep, one long, slow pull, yeah? And make it opposite sides. Just stick to the one side, 5 strokes, switch other side, 5 strokes. if we get to a river with rapids, we need to paddle quicker. That way we can ride the rapids down fast. And there are some places on some of the rivers where there are waterfalls. In this case, we will have to disembark, climb the rocks down, and then get back in.
Understood.
Okay. And with that, she places a steering oar on the dock and slowly pushes off. You all dip your oars into the water, slowly start paddling, and set off down the Teriyaki River from the docks in the anchorage, each of you with an oar in hand and Azaka at the back, using the rudder. Slowly paddling through the water, you manage to leave the bay proper and past the mouth of the river. Paddling against the current, this rowing becomes a little bit more difficult. It's hot today, but being so close to the water means that it's cooler than trekking through the jungle. The river itself is vast, almost a mile across in some places. In many places it is clear, and you can see wildlife swimming in the river below you. Let me just turn off the music. In some places, the water is clear and you can see right to the bottom of the river, where you can see various fish, eels, and at one point even a great lizard measuring 6 feet long, shooting past you under the canoe, taking no notice but chasing smaller fish. In some patches on the river, it is brown and dark. As you pass them, Azaka warns you to steer clear of any brown patches, as they often harbour the more vicious river predators. During the day, Azaka manages to catch a few fish, large brown eels about a foot long. "Dinner!" she exclaims. The sun slowly begins to descend in the sky. We should pull over onto the banks and set up the camps. I will start a fire and I will make our dinner. And she slowly steers you to the side of the bank on the left-hand side. The canoe embarks onto the sand, onto the side of the riverbank, and you all disembark. As you're setting up camp, you notice another canoe on the water in the middle of the river, about 400 feet from the shore, slowly paddling its way towards the port. 4 bedraggled-looking people are slowly paddling while chewing on hard, crusty bread. The canoe appears empty of any treasure save for their belongings, and they all look tired as they paddle past you. The one at the back, an older man wearing a dirty, stained yellow robe and a matching pointy hat. He sees you. He waves and slowly tries to stand up, and then he shouts out, "Beware of the hags down the river! Good luck!" And he sits back down and slowly resumes paddling.
Oh my god. Hugs. Oh,
Did he just say hags?
yeah, he said it.
What's a hag?
Wait, does y'all actually know what a hag is?
Do any of us know what a hag is?
I get.
I mean, Buster definitely doesn't.
Roll. Yes, some of you may do. Let me just see quickly. Let's say insight, or it wouldn't be nature, would it?
History?
Arcana?
History, intelligence.
Yeah, let's go for history.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But Bargo knows.
My minus one is gonna help.
Like he knows their birthdays, he knows their like.
He just knows every hag.
The length of their nails, like all these details, like that's the specialist subject you wrote about or something.
Okay, so
Bargo knows, and it makes sense for him to know. Yeah.
True, it does. So hags, Vargo, as you know, they are Fey creatures originating from the Fey. Many of them are accustomed to living in various decrepit environments. In this particular instance, you would probably be looking at river hags or swamp hags. They are known to live in polluted parts of the water. They have underwater lairs. What you know is they are often surrounded by vicious monsters that are natural to the habitat that they live in. But hags themselves have got illusion magic as part of their natural abilities. Many of them, in their natural form, strike fear into the hearts of enemies or people immediately. Hags are also drawn to beauty. Any beauty that they see, they will instantly attempt to destroy.
All right, I convey this information to the party, and to be clear, that's it. That's everything Embargo knows, correct?
Well, in this particular instance, you would probably say that they are formidable opponents for maybe one or two of you to take on. They're amphibious. They are reasonably strong, intelligent. They can see in the dark and breathe underwater. And they tend to use their claws and teeth as natural weapons. There you
All
go.
right,
Yeah.
all right. I say this to the party. I strongly suggest that in case we found this beast, we run. I'm not sure if we are capable of dealing with that at the moment.
Gonna not be
I think 2 or 3 of you would be challenging. As a group, you could probably take on one.
oh boy.
That depends if they don't have any minions with them. But they are the most evil of creatures. So...
And you
yes.
said they were Fey.
Hmm?
You said they were Fey based.
Yes, they are originally Fey creatures.
Look, I know it's difficult to believe, but trust me, I have been researching this matter for a number of years now.
Azaka, while you are relaying this, you can see her nodding along. Yeah, Aish, yes. There is a legend that there is a coven, like witches. These hags, they get together when the moon aligns at a certain time. We do not travel on the river in these times, you know. Human sacrifice, dwarven sacrifice. These are evil creatures. They have been hunted for quite some time. We would be wise to be wary. If it pleases you, I can make sure that I steer us clear of any impending danger when we are on their water.
Yeah, I will also keep an eye open.
Okay. So, I take it we're keeping the same watch as previously?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to be... Yeah, so Azaka gets on with cooking. So you are going to be lighting a fire. She lights a fire straight away, actually. And in the evening, she presents you each with a long meal, a long eel, roasted over the fire, which is quite delicious. You set up your tents and camp out for the night, and the evening passes without incident. The next day, you wake up and the heat begins to build as you break camp and put the canoe together again and jump in and begin to embark. Slowly paddling down the river, the morning passes by. Not much really takes place during the day, when all of a sudden before lunchtime the heavens open up and it begins to rain. Breaking out your rain catchers, you manage to fill up your water skins and drink your fill and then fill them up again. After an hour the rains dissipate. The river becomes a lot more muddy and brown, and you can hear Azaka muttering under her breath, constantly being aware and trying to make sure that she's steering you clear of any really dark brown patches. As you're watching her, can I get perception checks from everybody, please?
17.
Mm-hmm.
Not so open.
Jeez, like, is that your
Thank you,
Oh,
Leopard.
Thank you.
I made
Once
up for my
again-
poor intelligence.
Wow. As you're busy looking around, paddling, noticing Azaka nervously making sure that she's not steering you in, Yarlena and Dusted, you will notice this more so. You start to come to the densely part. You enter the densely part of the jungle. The trees are starting to appear a lot more overgrown, hanging slightly into the river a little bit more. Parts of the river start to narrow to about 500 feet wide from a mile wide. And the trees on the top of the canopy are almost encroaching over the sides of the banks. The roots are exposed, almost like mangroves coming through, and you notice vines dangling from the tops of the trees, dipping into the water. Yolena, you in particular, you notice some of the vines are moving in odd ways, and then out of the corner of your eye, you're shocked to see all of a sudden one of the vines drops its tip into the water and pulls up with a fish wrapped around the end of its tendril. And as it slowly does that, Dustin, you catch sight of this as well. Spindly spines shoot out the edge of the vine, and the fish stops wriggling immediately, and then it gets coiled and curled all the way up into the canopy of the tree. And as you slowly paddle past, you look back. About 3 or 4 seconds later, you notice the spine of the fish, the bones falling from the canopy, and nothing else.
Is all the vegetation so aggressive in Chod, Ashaka?
What is it that you have seen?
I didn't see anything yet, so sorry.
No, this is a good topic, but yes. In Chult we have many plants that are trying to kill you. And she gestures around the jungle and she's like, it looks beautiful and the rainforest is wonderful, but some of these vines are possessed and have minds of their own. Some people call them assassin vines, other people call them the night killer.
I think I just saw one.
Yes, you must be careful not to sleep under one of these mangrove trees. Many of these vines will creep up on you in the middle of the night and drag you off, and you will be consumed. But then,
Do you pose any danger outside of that?
Well, if you're not in the jungle or you're outside the jungle, then they pose no danger, yeah.
No, I mean, as in, while we're moving.
As long as we do not move underneath the vines and we stay clear, not to worry, young man. I will make sure that I keep us away from these things. You know, there are other plants as well that you must be aware of. I don't know if you have come across the three-colored frond, the one that spews this gas and acid and makes you sleep.
I believe one might have disturbed our sleep once.
Ah, yes, yes. A weary traveler on their own can be taken for granted that these are too beautiful, and then next thing you know, acid in your face, plant is eating you, strangling you, and then chews you up, and all that is left is bones. Yeah. But then, you know, tourists, what can you do? Sometimes the world is better off without them. All I can say is after 50 years living in the jungle, you know, you get used to this vegetation. It just becomes normal. As long as you don't eat the green ones, you know. They're not ripe.
Alright.
And this is an inside joke, but do not worry.
Yeah.
The rest of the afternoon passes by without incident. You don't really notice too much. It doesn't rain, however, for the rest of the day. Slowly the sun begins to set, and Zaka steers the camp closer to the bank, looking for some cover on one of the sides of the banks, where it is clear of any vines or any of these flowers that attacked you the last time. She slowly steers you up between some of the mangroves onto an empty patch, and right, I think we make camp here tonight, yes?
Sounds good.
And
Looks good.
as she disembarks, you can see that she has also managed to catch 12 small of those piranha-style fish that you came across when you first crossed the Quippers, when you crossed back over into the port. She starts the fire, sits down, and she spends the next hour slowly but carefully gutting some of these fish, descaling them, pulling out the spines, the bones on the inside, and then butterflying them, and then putting them on some sticks to slowly grill them over the fire. You sit down after you've set up your camp, and she passes around 2 fish for each of you. You know that in Kayas they charge you almost 2 silver for this dish. Quippers. I tell you, there are so many of these little terrors inside the water, but they taste so lovely. Don't fall in when you're bleeding, though. They take your leg off quicker than you can say, ouch! Yeah.
Yeah, we saw a couple of these. They're tasty, certainly.
Well, don't wait for me. Please, tuck in and eat. And with that, she starts to eat.
Ashaka, I've been meaning to ask you about this relic we are looking from.
Yes. Do you mean the artifact?
The mask.
The mask from my forefathers, yeah?
Yeah.
What is it that you would like to know?
What it is and how does it look like? Whenever you want to tell us about it, I'm curious, to be honest.
It was passed down to me by my father. It is a wooden mask, and it looks like one of the jungle lions or the cats. It is a family heirloom, and it is a station of my family. It is made of wood, and it is painted. It looks very pretty, but it is close to my heart, and it is the last thing that I have from my father and my family. one day when I have children, it will be passed down to them as well.
How did you lose it?
I was camping with another party. We were on the river. They wanted to head down south, you know. Let me just... Have you heard of the Aldani Basin?
I don't think I have. No.
Near Mbala. They wanted to go down there to Camp Vengeance. We reached the camp, you know, there was 4 of them. They paid good money, but they were city-born folk. They did not know what to do on their water. And then they wanted to go and find themselves some jungle dinosaur to take down. They wanted a head to take back with them to their home. And, we were walking through the Aldani Basin, lying in wait, and unfortunately we were attacked by a group of the Terra folk. They came down, they took the elf, they attacked all of us, and as I was trying to save the party's priest, one of the Terra folk took my backpack, which I was silly enough to leave out in the open. Yeah, but I kick myself for these small mistakes, you know. But I tried to save his life, and I lost my family's heirloom. And, now I need to get it back.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but, look, these sorts of things happen in the jungle. Unfortunately, when you are dealing with a group of people who are just there to take in the sights and take home trophies, sometimes it is like babysitting, eh? It is not easy. What about you?
Well, I hope we don't make you feel that way, certainly.
Yes.
We will see.
I will let you know. If I'm sitting in the corner crying because you are all dead, then it was a failed expedition. And then that means that I might not get paid, eh? Or get my family mask back. But I'm sure we will be fine. I'm looking forward to retrieving it and restoring honor to my family's name. Yeah. Hey, but tomorrow we should be in the morning, maybe 1 or 2 hours on the water. We should reach the place on your maps. So I would suggest that you get a good night's sleep tonight. Tomorrow we'll reach this spot where you are looking for this beast. Nah.
Sure.
Excellent.
Okay. And with that, she carries on eating, finishes her meal, and then heads off to find a spot in between the trees to set up her hammock with her mosquito net for the night.
Before we go to bed, how is everyone's water supply?
I think it's 4 at the moment.
Oh, I think from the rain last night, it was okay, I think.
I could top it off.
Yep. But we spent a lot of it drinking today, obviously.
I will set up the water catchers and create water on them just to be able to top off the water.
I assume you do this almost every night just to make sure.
If I have spell slots left before I go to bed, I will do it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, because you're on the river, you don't need to roll survival checks to see if you're going to get lost, so I haven't asked for those.
Thank God.
Might row the other way one night.
Hey, you never know.
I mean, if it gets easier, then it means we are going the wrong way.
The river splits. Which one do you choose?
Backwards.
Our guides will be real disappointed.
You come across a fork in the river. What do? You pick it up.
Oh, man.
That's my dad joke of the day.
I'm gonna keep that one. All right. So the evening passes without incident. You wake up the next morning. You break up camp. Stow your tents. Make sure the fire is closed and covered, and open the canoe and set off again. It is a bright and sunny day today, and the heat from the jungle, now that you're deep into the proper area of it, you can feel the humidity. The air is kind of thick and stifling and warm, and when you breathe you can feel the moisture in the air as well. It's already starting to get hot. The sounds of the jungle around you. I've even got sounds. Why haven't I played them? You can hear some of the... Oh.
You hear the phone.
Someone got a text message in the jungle.
Just got reception.
What bird was that?
It is a message like, it's very hot today, so avoid fatty and spicy food.
Yes.
Exactly. Now that you're deep in the jungle, you can hear the tweeting of the birds, the sound of the water and the river lapping and moving. Alright. As you get back in and you slowly catch into the current and you start paddling down, after about 2 hours of paddling, Azaka slowly starts to steer you closer to the shore. My friends, I think that we are around the area that you are looking for. Let us pull into the side over here on the shore. And how are you going to be looking in this area? It looks, according to your map, that you have got an area of about 20 miles in the forest that you are looking to cover.
Can we place some kind of token in the map to know where we are?
Yes, you... Let me see... I will... Right, so... I'm gonna zoom in quick. You are literally... there where the yellow spot is. Can you see that? Or should I
Yep.
make it...
Yes.
Yeah.
That X on the map, I assume, is where we are going.
That X on the map is where you spotted the dragon.
It's approximately where the dragon is.
I mean, if you want
Right.
to go to the dragon, you do that, but
Yeah.
I, for one, have no business.
That
But,
is...
I mean, it may be interlinked, these two things. We'll find out.
Bear in mind that each hexagon is a 10-mile area.
Yeah.
And if you're walking through the jungle, it takes you an entire day to cover one area, one hexagon.
But let's assume this creature is a big creature. It will not easily find water in the jungle, so it might be coming down to the river to drink. So if we just
Exactly.
follow the beach of the river, we might be able to find some tracks.
So if you walk from the one end of the line down to the other end of the line along the river, that would take you 2 days walking.
Oh, not just of a hex, like one side of a hex, right? Not all the way down there. Oh well, we could, but that would, yeah.
From there to there, I mean,
Could walk to here, camp on the opposite side of the river, and then give up, kind of. Do the... like, walk
Oh,
one
I-
day, and then give up.
probably not worth spending too much time on 20 magic arrows anyways.
No, the arrows gives me no real interest. Plus, we will probably pause here again.
Yeah.
Okay, so number one is, are you all going to stay in a group together? Are you going to spread out and cover a little bit of area on your own?
Please,
And-
together.
I think so, yeah.
Together. Definitely together.
And how long are you going to spend searching?
We might as well search for the entire day, I suppose.
Well, we
I think
already
so,
used
yeah.
a little bit of the day, didn't we? Just getting here, so.
Yeah.
I mean, what hour is it? Well, we don't know. We have to look at the sun to guess, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the sun is... It is mid-morning, is the easiest way to
Okay.
put it. So,
Yeah.
you know, you could do some searching for about 2 or 3 hours. It would probably be some lunchtime, and then you've got another 6 hours of daylight left.
Yeah, I mean, just before dusk, I suppose,
Hmm.
when you can see the sun falling, not falling, but setting in the horizon.
All right, let's do that.
Does that sound reasonable?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Are we packing up the canoe?
I assume so, yeah.
Yeah.
So what area are you going to be searching?
That hedge? That one?
I think the idea is to follow the river for as long as time allows to try to find footprints of this large creature. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then move
I'm-
to the other side.
I
of
mean,
it.
it appeared that the creature moved through the jungle. So maybe looking for footprints on the river will not be the most wise.
It depends. How easy is it to find water in the jungle, stagnant, lying around?
Well, it rains almost every day, so water is abundant, and you've come across waterfalls and rivers previously when the velociraptors attacked you at the jungle edge.
Yeah.
So there are small streams and rivers and stuff around.
It could even be that the animal in question, or whatever it is, doesn't drink water at all.
Yeah, and also, if this is a huge creature, is it something we want to find?
I mean, we just want
Uh-huh.
to identify that there is something here. I don't think we want to fight it, whatever means necessary. I don't know about you, but I don't think a rapier can pierce like the skin of some kind of giant dinosaur or whatever it is that's in there.
But correct me if I misremember, but did they not ask us to identify what it was?
Yes, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean we have to fight it.
No, not fight it, but find it. It
Well-
might fight us.
Yeah, but as I said, I don't expect me to stop up and try.
I'm following. If you want to go in, I'm joining.
I mean, let's do a quick. So let's before we start searching like excessively, can we try to narrow it down what this could be? I mean, supposedly Lunan has seen some kind of dragon flying around somewhere near here.
Not
And-
supposedly, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, Dustin still doesn't believe that you saw that. Remember that. So he's still a little bit like, yeah, it's a fairy tale creature. You supposedly saw it here. Okay, fine.
That's why Lunan said the same.
Exactly. So that's one thing. Then we have the Tyrannosaurus, but I suppose people would recognize their footprints, right? Well, maybe not if you're from Baldur's Gate, obviously. I mean, we don't even know if these scouts have been here before. And then there was something. What was the other beast? Like a large beast that almost killed people. Like a zombie something.
I don't remember.
No idea.
No, that's just something I overheard, I think. I can't remember what it was.
In
We
any
have
case,
three.
um,
And
I
we
mean,
can agree that we don't fight a dragon, but if we identify it's a dragon, we know it's there. If it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, we're not fighting it. We just identify it as such. And I mean, if it's a zombie horror thing, we definitely just identified and did get the fuck out of there.
Couldn't we just tell them that we've seen a dragon and that might be the source of their steps next time we see them?
Yeah, but why would?
I mean,
Yeah.
in any case, the first step will be finding these footprints. Until we do that, there's no meaning in discussing. We can make our decision later. Is what I'm saying.
Oh well. Should we then walk in a line then? So we walk on a line, and then with maybe 10 feet between us, so we can scan a bigger area as we walk.
Sure, sounds fine.
Fine by me.
10, 15 feet, I don't know.
Sounds good.
Is this line going into the jungle or along the river?
I mean, I can follow the reasoning that it's better to go into the jungle, but then we just have to look for stuff that has like been forced down. Like if it is a large creature, obviously we have to just look for that rather than footprints.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But then 15 feet is probably like if it's bigger than 15 feet, this creature, I don't want to meet it anyway.
So shall we go then?
Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing with the canoe?
I'm gonna fold it up and put it on my back.
Okay. And Aish, what do you want me to do? I can set with you as well.
Please do.
Are you a fighter? Can you fight?
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, I'm not trying to convince her. I'm asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
14.
Okay, so for the first time, you actually take a look at Azaka. She is 6 foot tall. She weighs about 150 pounds. She is a well-built, tall Chulton local female. She's quite muscular. She's got 2 scimitars on either hip, and she's also wearing leather armor, which looks like it has seen some combat. As you ask her if she's a fighter, she looks at you and she's like, I have been known to put a man in his place when he has opened his mouth too much. Would I say I'm a fighter? I like to think myself as more of a lover, but I've been known. And she gives you a wink.
You are more than welcome. I feel sorry for this thing we are looking for.
She's also got a longbow on her back, by the way. Okay. Right. You spread out in a line. The 6 of you. With about 10 to 15 feet in between each of you, so you're covering an area of about 100 feet down. In a line, a little bit like those police investigation movies where they go walking through the fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having my machete out too.
Okay. I would like everybody to roll an investigation check, please. and
Oh boy.
for every hour you are going to be searching, you can add +1. So, how many hours are you going to be searching?
What
I will say,
time?
I will say that up to 1 hour. I mean, to be in the camp 1 hour before sleep, if that's okay.
So,
I don't know how much is that.
And the goal is to camp by the river.
Yeah.
alright, in which case, if you are going to be walking into the jungle, you can probably only afford to go 4 hours in and then 4 hours back.
Yeah, I was about to say that we have to be back as well, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Or you could choose to go 5 or 6 hours in and then take come at a faster pace, run back. Seeing as you've already covered the distance, you won't need to watch out for things like traps or monsters because you've already searched the area. Does that make sense?
I like that idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
While we're going, I will also be marking with the machete to easier find the way back. Tree trunks and so on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright then, in which case, if everyone could roll investigation checks, please.
Ayun, guide
Yes.
me.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
guide because that's more an immediate thing, not a
True.
day long stuff.
I will still ask for guidance. I will not add it, but
Yeah, Lena, another natural 20.
That was almost a 20 and I got a 2. I hate it. Ah.
you said investigation.
Investigation, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Yarlena got us covered.
I'm focusing on finding my way back.
Oh boy.
either that or one of us is looking for hacks. Us the code
Man,
is super distracted, and
we are awful. We are awful.
Okay, so. Um. Wow. So, Lunan, nothing. Dusted, a 9. Right, so Yarlena and it looks like a Zaka are the two out in front, yes? Okay. So, how long were you going to do? Were you going to do 5 or 6 hours and then
Yep.
move back at pace? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You make your way slowly into the jungle around the spot that Liara Porter described. You spend the majority of the day covering the area. The jungle is hot, and by the afternoon it hasn't rained, and you've only covered a small portion of the area in a straight line. The oppressive heat is starting to become stifling around midday, with the sun scorching down from up above. After searching for another 2 hours, Yarlena, you notice in the distance that some of the branches from the canopy of the trees appear to have broken and are dangling at awkward angles. The canopy is about 20 feet high. You slowly make your way closer, and you see from the ground up about 20 feet, the grass and the foliage and the vegetation appears to have been flattened. Gaps in the foliage and broken palms litter the floor near the canopy. Closer investigation, you rolled a 19. It looks like the flattened area, there are footprints in the ground. Each footprint is about 5 feet apart.
Oh my god.
They seem to be forming a small, where you encountered them, a trail which has just come southward and then has moved in a wide circle to where you're standing, and then they appear to move a little bit to the east and then north again. The footprint itself looks like it could be made from a leather boot. The boot itself is 2 foot big. Roll a nature check for me, please.
Oh boy. Oh. Helena is really using her brain today.
That's not healthy. Oh my god,
my
what's
God.
wrong?
I mean,
What happens?
two in a
That's
row.
ridiculous.
This happens way too much.
This is what.
You can kill as many of my characters you like. You'll never kill Jalena. That's just how it happens. Yeah.
I'm so happy to have you in the party. Seriously.
That's
This is also
ridiculous.
how her monsters in our campaign act.
Yelena, as you're looking, you take one knee and you put your fingers and press into the ground to have a look at this footprint. And as you put your hand onto the jungle floor, all of a sudden you get images of your childhood again. Your mother speaking to you and telling you stories of giants that used to roam the land. Men, humanoids, 20 foot tall, some of the races were, with boot prints the size of a halfling, moving through jungles and forests, knocking over trees and often using entire trees as clubs. You close your eyes, and as you are looking around, you can envisage 3 of these beings based on the amount of footprints around the area, having made their way through the forest, through the canopy, breaking trees and branches left, right and center. They must have been moving in a bit of a hurry, because you can see the depression on the heels and the toes are deeper than the center. And the turn where the footprints turn and head again to the north is a sharp turn, as if they seem to be encountering or chasing something through the forest. It is about 2 in the afternoon, mid-afternoon, well before the 6 hours that you are going to spend. You've easily got another 3 hours of investigation time. Do you follow the footprints? And
She's gonna inform everyone else of what she finds first.
okay. Everyone else is busy. You're busy swatting through the jungle and looking. Lunan, you're getting distracted by the birds in the jungle calling out, the pretty colours of the foliage. You turn around and you can see Dusted Cole's eyes are just swaying in the breeze as he's watching birds flapping past, pelicans with bright beaks and different colours. And Vargo is intently concentrating on something, trying to discern like blades that have been displaced, paying too much attention to the details and not being able to see the bigger picture. The only other person who actually notices you and can see the damage to the foliage is Azaka, and she slowly moves over to you, and everyone else realize that Yelena has stopped and is calling you over.
Oh yes, coming.
You
Did
found
you
something?
find? Oh, all right.
I think we might have 3 very large humans. Very big.
30.
Definitely not what I would have expected.
There's 3 of them.
3 of them.
3. She points to all the different footprints.
But you have got sharp eyes, young lady. Hey, where did
But-
you find this girl? I tell you.
You should
But,
see
but
her.
wasn't it a
with
clawed being we were looking for? I mean, I distinctly remember the scouts saying that it was clawed.
Maybe they are mistaken, or maybe there is more than. Or maybe they have fake claws that they put on.
I think it'd be more likely they have animals that they've tamed. Or perhaps they were chasing something.
Yes, this could be a mixture of animal and human, or giant, did you say?
Yes.
This is a good find, eh? What's next?
That's
No.
a good question. Yeah.
Do we want to follow it, or just a little bit?
Well, we have we done our job. We have identified that there's giants here, supposedly running back and forth. I mean, you said they did a turn here and then they went north, correct?
And then they went east.
Oh, east. Sorry.
I think it was east.
Yeah. North
I
and
think-
east.
Well, so
Yeah,
south,
north and east.
south and round, then north, and then east. Okay, so what's in there? And then, do we have the map with us?
Yeah, it's the place where we saw where you said you see the dragon.
There's jungle, and this is approximately the area where I saw the dragon above. It's hard to tell exactly, and it flew around a bit over a wider area, but it
Are we
should be a
suggest?
couple of miles
Oh.
in from here.
Are we suggesting that giants maybe are chasing around dragons that shoot lightning out of the sky?
Maybe they are. Maybe they're.
I mean, there's no way to know really.
I'm-
Dustin is a bit in disbelief at this point.
Are they intelligent enough not to?
What do giants usually do?
I thought giants never really liked dragons, but for all I know, no idea.
All right. So the way I see it, if we do this, it will not be so much because of the price. We cannot use arrows, any of us. It will be more. Oh yeah. You can.
Dustin points to his longbow on his back.
Oh, then yeah. I was gonna say that we will do that more because of gaining favor with the Flaming Fist than for Valyrian as a whole. But yeah,
I mean, we can always use it as a pretense if we need to go back there. If there's anything we have to do undercover or anything, we can at least bring that back. So we
Yeah.
can keep this information in our backhand and then use it as leverage later. So it doesn't just like, oh yeah, we just showed up. Because it's so much out of the way that you wouldn't show up there unless you had some very good reasons to go there.
Somebody roll a group intelligence check for me, please.
Not me.
Yarlena.
No.
gotcha.
Okay, Vargo's rolled it, and with the you seem to recall that Liara asked for evidence
I
of your
recall that.
discovery.
I convey that information to the party. If we
Uh,
want to come back, we might as well get something to get them.
but we cannot really like chase three giants down. I suppose I don't know what kind of enemy these things are, but I mean, if you suggest that this is a footprint, and then Dustin Cole puts his boot right next to it, sort of compare his own foot size compared to the giant's foot size, I'd say that we are not capable of taking down three of those.
We are certainly not. I was.
Sorry, go on.
Maybe, I don't know, taking one of their weapons as proof, something that or anything that they might have left behind.
You want to get close enough to big giant humanoid people?
No, I don't
Human
want.
weapon.
I don't.
Is there a way to scry this area? Like, I don't know magic. Can you somehow create a magical image of this or something like that?
I can make an illusion to make it appear on the ground, a footprint similar to the one we are currently looking at. What I don't know if that will be enough.
At that point, I feel like you could just draw it down.
Sure. Who's good at drawing? I see. Barbo will practice next to the footprint to make an illusion of it, and trying to get it as much precise as possible.
Okay. So
Oh, that's a 5'1". Yeah, so that fits the footprint exactly, or the two footprints next to each other, or however it was.
Yeah, and Bargo will try to make it several times, just trying to perfect it, making it look as much as the original as possible. I hope I can remember this.
In a week's time, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Just practice it every day, you'll be fine.
But seriously, can no one draw it? I mean, we might as well.
I mean, sure, if I had some coal and paper, but I don't.
I think I do. I do have paper.
Yeah, I have scrolls.
We don't have paper big enough to be the size of that, and if we draw a small version, we might as well just draw a normal boot.
Maybe a description will be good.
We have identified the monster as a gnome. A gnome that walks around about this size. That doesn't really work now.
Well, to be completely honest, is all of this even necessary?
Look,
the illusion could be made up in the first place. A description of it would suffice.
If they need evidence apart from our word, this will not be enough, no matter what.
Yeah, but we are still not taking on 3 giants. We best get back to the water and try to climb the fire peak instead.
Please tell them that we found giants and leave it at that. What could we steal from their camp in the first place if we did want to try? That would...
Their clothes.
Their massive claws.
Their clothes.
Yes.
A big toe.
Oh, yeah, so that.
But you would steal a nail from
a toothbrush.
Big toothbrush.
A golden harp. Oh no, wait, that's another story. Never mind.
A bean.
I will make a little drawing of the thing, and I will make sure. To make it bigger later when we show it to the lady.
Roll a performance check for me, please.
Sure, I will guide myself all this if you don't mind. Yeah, it went as well as I expected.
Yep. So you do your best, and you whip out your little pen and take a drawing of the foot, the boot print. It looks like a rectangle.
Should I try and draw it, seeing this rectangle?
Could be a kobold, right?
Your illusion was a much better record.
I will try to lean on that when we see this.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Where are you off to?
Are you sure we do not want to follow a little bit? Very quietly, we follow where they go. We could always mark it off on map.
Yeah, look. If you are all scared, and I don't get me wrong, I think it's completely normal to be scared. I can send Arky ahead. It can go a couple 100 feet in front of us. He will make sure that if he sees giants, which I think it will be difficult to miss, I will know.
We could give it a go. Go for an hour. Walk for an hour and then come back.
Well, we do still have the claw mystery.
Exactly.
But you said they went east from here?
Yes. No,
well, it's best.
east.
Let's to try and follow that lead then.
So,
All right.
doesn't that lead roughly to where the dragon was spotted?
Possibly.
Potentially.
So I will need someone's help. Well, while I do this. You see, I cannot see through my own eyes or hear where my body is when I'm maintaining my connection with my familiar.
Put your hands on my shoulder.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
And you can walk behind me. I will warn you if there's any obstacles in the path.
So, are you, as a group, still going to follow the tracks, but at the same time send the familiar further forward to scout ahead? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Like 100 feet or so.
Alright, then in which case, can you roll a perception check firstly for me for your familiar?
I will do it, but I don't have a sheet for it. Can you provide it to me, or how do we want to go about this?
What was the creature?
Can you right-click on the owl familiar on the map and see if you can open the character sheet?
I cannot. Let me control his size, conditions, markers, aura, but not his sheet.
Let me see.
It's +3 to perception
So,
for an owl. If it's an owl, that is, yeah.
It is an owl, but I'm just trying to remember if Find Familiar uses your stats as well, whichever is better.
I will post the
I
spell.
don't think the spell takes the thing of the creature, I think.
It is the creature.
Oh, and it has advantage on perception check that will rely on hearing or sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either way, then roll a d20, you get +3. I'm not going to roll it for you, but what you could also do is go into the D&D Beyond search bar and look for Owl Familiar, and that should bring up your owl.
Yeah, I think you can add it as an inventory or something like that.
You should be able to add it to your inventory, yes. Did I not do that?
Yeah, really? I didn't know that.
I'm reasonably sure you can do. It's a pity I can't give control to your...
Nope. I'm afraid not in my equipment. No.
Or it's manage extras, I think. Yeah, manage extras. So if you go to the right and then go to extras, manage extras, you can add a familiar.
Oh, I love this.
That's nice.
Yeah, I didn't know this. Great. Thank you.
There we go. Learn something new every day.
It's kind of funny that the first familiar is an Aarakocra, and then later down is adult bronze dragon, because it just takes all the bestiaries and just throws them there.
Oh, damn!
Perfect.
So we need the lightning dragon.
Yeah.
As a familiar, yeah. Wow, yeah. Okay. It can't attack anyone. It can only take the dodge action, but still.
Still, no one will attack you if you have a dragon with you.
Intimidating presence.
All right, so I cannot roll from his sheet, but I can see it, so I may as well.
Okay, so then just roll your d20 with advantage, and you get +3 on that.
So 17.
Okay. Right. So you all slowly move off. Vargo being assisted as you're walking through the forest. Yolena, the first thing that you notice as you move as a group 20 feet away from the initial footprints that you've discovered is that the branches further ahead have got a slight white, frosty mist covering many of them. As you are closing closer towards them, you notice that the ground, the water on the ground is frozen over, and it's almost as if an ice storm or an arcane whirlwind has been through the foliage here, because an area about 20 feet square around the footprints is frost covered, and the footprints themselves, all three giants seem to have dispersed in separate directions to avoid this.
She's gonna grab Azaka's attention and ask, "Is this normal for around here?"
Okay.
It does not seem that way.
I have not seen this before. How is it that ice can exist in the middle of the jungle? I am thinking that these giants must be some icy beasts of some sort. I cannot think why there would be ice around here. I've never seen anything like this. But we are dealing with some very powerful beings.
It must be very recent. I mean, it would have melted in the heat, surely.
This is
If
a
it's
good
magical,
point.
you never know.
Why don't you take a look at it?
Can I?
Because this is not my area.
See if it's just plain, mundane ice.
That just happens to be in the middle of the jungle.
Roll an arcana or... Yeah, roll an arcana check for me.
While they do that, I would want to try to, if I get the time, to start ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
It takes 10 minutes.
So, Valrus, you know that this ice is... definitely something about it is not natural ice covering. It must have been created from some magical source. Right, then Vargo. It's taken about 20 minutes or half an hour with the investigation now, and your familiar has now risen above the canopy, and it has started to fly further forward for a while. From above, you can see the paths that the tracks lead split up and then move together. Your familiar himself can also see that there has been a small icy patch. The glint of the sunlight shines off the surface of the ice, but it only seems to be concentrated in one small sphere of an area. Looking around and slowly cruising, there is no movement through the jungle. And further up ahead, he gets out to about a mile up ahead. The vicious breakage of the canopy seems to have stopped, so the giants seem to have slowed down their pace and not just trampled through everything, which potentially leads you to believe that they have stopped chasing whatever it was, either having caught it or lost sight of it altogether. And the tracks from the sky looking down cannot be seen anymore, as the canopy from the jungle covers over any of the damage below.
All right. Vargo conveys this information to the party and points them in the direction these giants are, or supposedly are.
And as the owl slowly starts to do a circle and a turn, you notice a horde of zombies slowly moving towards you. They look to be... How would an owl convey numbers?
With an intelligence check.
You get...
1, 2, 3, many.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get the image of 4 birds' nests, 4 owls' nests with baby chicks, jumbled together as a number. 4 full roosts of owls. As the owl is looking, it seems to be a gaggle of zombies. What would you call a group of zombies? A herd.
A horde. Yeah.
A horde.
All right.
A host.
In any case, it's Bargo who is currently seeing through the eyes of Arky.
Yes, this is true actually. So you would probably estimate around 2022.
Oh boy! I say to the party, stop now, stop right where you are. I suppose they are all looking at me. Yeah, zombies about 20, 30, I don't know, and they're coming to this way, to where we are.
Got killer plans, lightning chasing dragons, giants, and now this.
There is something very wrong with this jungle.
Let's book it. And
friends,
I suppose.
I have seen stronger parties than this be overrun by zombies and skeletons. We are moving deeper into the terrible jungle. I will agree it is probably a good idea to head back.
But with that, Bargo snaps his fingers. Arky is gone, disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Looking again through his own eyes, he starts to go back, I suppose.
So you return to your own self, your own consciousness, and your familiar disappears temporarily until you summon it again. You're back in the land of the living. Okay. What's the plan?
Go to the river, take a canoe, I suppose.
We should probably put a lot of distance between us and the zombies.
Anyone planning on staying here and fighting them off?
Yeah, Walrus is going to stay alone and take on 20 zombies.
You shall not pass.
Run without me. I'll delete it.
Alright, so it takes you at a swift pace or so. It will take you about an hour to reach the river, and you've still got another 2 hours of daylight to travel down the river, and you can make camp for the night. Is that the plan?
I think it's a good idea. And also that we make sure we sleep on the opposite side of the river.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. Okay. Right. In which case, let's take our break now. You make it to the river and the opposite side without any other incident to set up camp. And while you're setting up camp, we're going to take a... Should we take 16? It's 24, so should we say till 40?
All right.
Sure.
Everyone okay with
That's
that?
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll be back in 16 minutes. Right, welcome back then everybody. So, just before the break, you managed to investigate the area that Liara Porter mentioned to you on your map. You found giant footprints, a strange frost-covered portion of the jungle, and then Vargo sent his familiar out to scout ahead, spotting a horde of zombies heading towards you. At which point you all decided to tuck tail and run, cut your losses, and head back to the river, spending the next 2 hours on the water further downstream before breaking to the opposite side of the riverbanks and camping for the evening. Right. The evening passes without any further incident. The next morning, you wake up. Unfolding the canoe, you make your way down to the riverbank. Everyone gets back into the boat and you take your oars and you slowly start paddling down, making your way further down the river, avoiding any of the brown patches, staying away from the overhanging vines and keeping an eye out for any obscurities or dangers. Late afternoon, you are greeted to a slow and steady rain shower. With your rain catchers out, you manage to fill up your containers. The rain stops just before it is time to break camp for the evening. The river has been good today, providing various fish for your meals thanks to your guide. She seems to have an exceptional eye for spotting fish and avoiding many potential dangers on the river. As you set up camp for the evening, she cooks you another meal, and you all rest and take it easy without incident. The next morning, you make good progress down the river. The afternoon shower provides a nice break from the sun at peak times, and at one point during the shower, you see Azaka looking behind her a number of times, and then quickly insisting that you all row hard for the next mile. Hag nest! Quick! We don't want to give them any reason to come and say hello. Keep paddling and keep your heads down.
Arlena's gonna pick up the pace.
Okay. I need
Indeed.
everyone to make a strength
too.
check, please.
Oh boy.
Oops.
Oh dear, 7.
Right. As you hear her saying so, you start to see the waters maybe 300 feet behind you near the riverbanks, underneath some vines and a big brown patch, start to churn and bubble. You notice 1 or 2 fins, dorsal fins, pop up and slowly start coming towards you. Azaka is getting nervous. Quickly, you have to paddle harder. Vargo, you dig your oar in, but you just cannot find the strength. If only you manage to find some inspiration in order to get your...
Oh yeah, we have inspiration.
I do it. I will do it. I will do it. What are the chances it can
I
go
forgot we
even
have
worse
that.
than that?
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, is anyone else going to use their inspiration? Dusted Cole, Valrus.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get better than a 10, to be honest.
Well, 10 is still better than a 7. There we go.
A 10 is better than a 7, yes.
How's it looking? Is it still catching up?
Are you going to use a 10? You're gonna stick with your 10, are you? You're third from the front, so Lunan, where we 16. Lunan starts to set the pace. Vargo dips his oar in, his hand slips, and then he is inspired from nowhere, and all of a sudden grabs another grip and digs his oar in deep. And both Vargo and Lunan in the front start setting a rhythmic pace to start digging and moving. Valrus, third. You skip one beat, you're out of time, a rhythm a little bit. The canoe starts to shake and you hear Azaka hiss. Tss. Hey, Aish, you in the front! You must keep up! Quickly! You look behind you nervously and you can see the meters. They've closed another 100 feet very quickly. As you bend your back to try and dig deep into the water, Yarlena, you're slowly managing to keep up and getting a little bit faster as Dusted Cole also begins to lag behind. Both Valrus and Dusted, as you look behind you, you can see Azaka frantically shaking the oar in the water, trying to get that like shark fin movement to get the boat going a little bit faster. Oh. And I rolled a 19 for her. As she starts pushing and pulling, she manages to get this motion rocking of the canoe, and you slowly seem to be keeping pace with these impeding dangers, monsters, creatures. You don't know what they are. All you can see are dorsal fins coming towards you, the churning of the water through the river as the chase suddenly begins to go on. I need everybody to roll a Constitution saving throw, please. 30
Oh my
minutes.
God, thank God.
30 minutes of heavy paddling
Ooh.
as you're paddling down
And then
the
I
river.
feel inspired.
Deep
I'm feeling
strokes.
inspired.
Look, the average.
Oh
The
God.
pace is slowly starting to weigh on you as you're trying to dig
Oh my
deep.
God.
Velrus, you haven't used your inspiration. Are you going to use it now?
Yes.
Yeah, Lena, did you didn't use your inspiration either, did you?
I used it just now because I rolled a 2.
You did. Oh dear.
I will use mine. How does it work?
Just roll a d20. Everyone's rolled a d20 so far. Unless you want to roll a d10.
I mean,
and add it to
you
what rolled.
you have a 7.
Not much better.
Okay. Yeah, Lunan, you got a 9 this time round. Lunan, you're paddling out in the front, having set a really solid pace. You're slowly starting to tire. Your pace isn't picking up, and you can see behind you the fins are slowly starting to come closer and closer. Yelena, the same for you, except one of your hands then slips off the oar. You pick it up and you try and dig deep, and you start to go again and again, and rowing and getting through it. Dusted, you're fine. Velrus, the 13, is not a problem at all. As you look up and you start digging deep and paddling through, another half an hour passes. And turning behind you, I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Oh no.
God damn it! I was gonna try to ask if I could use my action search to fire at them before they got close enough. But yeah, fine. Oh dear. This is garbage. Guys, we might be dead.
I think we might be dead.
We're all just focusing on rowing.
You are all focusing on rowing, and none of you manage to pass your initiative, and the rapids that are coming up in front of you all of a sudden take you by surprise. As you look up, concentrating behind you, so much so that as you look up, all of a sudden they hit, and you don't hear Azaka shouting, "Hold on, hold on!" All of you are surprised. I need you to roll a dex saving throw, please.
Pray a prayer.
12.
Okay.
God.
Oh,
15.
Right. The canoes go straight into some of the rapids as Azaka at the back is busy paddling for all her worth. And as you hit the first 2 rapids, Yelena, the oar pops out of your hand as the canoe slaps down over one of the waves and over the next one. Lunan, in the front water, gush of spray hits you in the face. The nose dips under some of the white water, and as you come up gasping for air, the oar pops out of your hand and disappears. Vargo and Velrus paddling through the white water. You look behind you, Dusted Cole frantically paddling as well. But you guys manage to save and hold on to your canoe, your oars. As you look behind you, you notice 2 what look like shark heads stopping. Humanoid shoulders dipping out of the water. growls on their faces with 2 rows of sharp teeth the length of daggers. The head itself is about 6 foot long. It looks like a mutated merman with the head of a shark just at the edge of the rapids. They slowly stop and look at you and turn around and disappear. But then the canoe gets heavily into the rapids, and Zaka starts shouting, "Paddle! There are spare oars inside the boat! Quickly!"
I'm looking for one.
Yeah, same.
Okay. You reach down underneath some of the benches there and you grab them. As the rapids are starting to slam you into the water and lift you up and slam you down again, I need a final strength check from all of you to see if you can pull through the suction and break out of the rapids and get out into clear water.
Oh yeah.
Yolena, strength check, no problem. Valrus, no problem. Runan,
17.
no problem. 17, okay. So the majority of you managed to do it. Vargo, as you're busy trying to pull yourself, the strain of actually having pulled everyone else through and not failed anything has just managed to poop you out. And you just can't get your oar in anymore. You're exhausted. You literally can't move that much anymore, but your teammates in the boat, in the canoe, managed to pull you through the rapids and out on the other side. And the waters are slowly calm as the river returns to normal. You look behind you and you've descended down about 20 feet down some rapids, and Azaka herself has actually managed to bypass a small but deadly 10-foot drop waterfall by going down the rapids and saving you a plummeting death into the bottom of the water. Not a death, but maybe just down into the bottom where you would have lost everything, including the canoe. Hey, I tell you what, but that was close. Everyone, that was good peddling. Okay. It is not long now. I think you can take a breather. We will just let the river slowly take us. As you lean back in the canoe, you're exhausted. The day has gone by so quickly, paddling at peak for an hour, escaping what appeared to have been man-sized monstrous sharks chasing you in the river. The sun slowly passes beyond the horizon, and Azaka steers you closer to the shore. I think we are going to have a deserved rest tonight. Come, let us make camp. And you make your way onto the shores and set up camp for the evening. Unfortunately, I did not manage to catch anything today. I am afraid we are going to have to dip into our rations.
Sure.
I'll start handing out rations. There we go. 6 rations to everybody. There we go. Oh, not 6 rations to everybody. That's too much. You get 1 each.
Alright. You munch down on your
Asaka.
rations. Go on.
Asaka, do you happen to know what those things were?
Ah, my friend, I cannot tell you. There are legends that there are beasts underneath the water, but you know, as you yourself know, these hags, they could have been any sort of monster. They command certain things underwater, or it could have been an illusion. You know, they are the witches of the sea, the witches of the waters. But I've never seen anything like this in my life before. Not on a river. Maybe out in the ocean, but I did not want to say hello to those today. Thank you.
Understandably so. Thank you.
Well, sleep well tonight. Tomorrow is a big day. I take it you'll bed down then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, definitely. Ooh.
Okay. You wake up the next morning, and you're greeted to a thick mist hanging over the jungle. Visibility is poor for the next hour on the river until you leave the mists behind you, breaking out of the fog that seems to be hanging over the canopy of the jungle. By late afternoon, you reach a huge bow in the river, and it bends around a heavily dense area of jungle. As you make your way around the bend, you can faintly see in the distance a large plume of fire burning from the top of the tower about 30 miles in the distance, faintly above the canopy. Every now and then, a black spot moves past the sun near the tower. Ooh, the Terrafolk, they are patrolling the area up ahead. We will make camp here, and tomorrow we will continue on foot for the Terrafolk watchtower at the river. Make sure we stick beneath the canopy, the jungle as cover, and keep the fire covered tonight. The Terrafolk have keen eyesight, even in the dark. And with that, she slowly steers you toward the shoreline. Right. You draw circle.
So we're here or there? Okay.
Yeah. So, where the pink spot is, she manages to steer you down into there as you've come around the river. I wonder if I can get this picture. Yeah, I'm going to send it to the chat quickly. In the distance, you see, like I said, there's a plume of smoke just above the canopy. As soon as you enter the jungle from the river, it seems to disappear. But when you're on the river, it looked like a great big block on top of another block, which was sticking out from the top of the jungle roof itself. You probably noticed about 3 or 4 of these terrafolk cruising around near the top, just hovering and floating on the air currents, as you could see them looking around and about down the river and scanning and surveying the area. Right. I think what we need to do is come up with a bit of a plan, nah? These terrafolk have got some good eyesight, and because they are airborne, we will need to take it quite easy toward the tower. I do not know where my ancestral family's mask is, but I am willing to go right to the top in order to retrieve what is mine. I think that, we are going to have to wait either for nightfall tomorrow night, when we will make our approach once we reach the base, or we wait for some heavy rain which will obscure visibility. Nobody, not even these terrafolk, can see clearly when it is raining or misty. I think we must then pick up our pace and make quickly toward the base of the tower. What say you?
I say whichever comes first, the rain or the night.
Sure, yeah.
What?
If we leave tomorrow morning, it will take us till the afternoon, and we will reach the base of the tower then. Moving slowly and steadily, hopefully by midday or thereafter.
Have you thought these creatures before? Do you know if they have any weaknesses?
I mean, These are reptiles, and they are not nice, but you know they are wearing no armor. So the skin is like thin leathery hide. I am sure they're easy to pierce with one of your little poking sticks. We should be able to make sure that they are dying quite quickly. However, there is something to be fearful for these. They are known to do a diving attack. And any person that is subject to one of these is often frightened in their boots. So you must be careful. If you see something diving towards you, make sure that you hold fast or you hide, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
Understood.
The Terrafolk themselves, from what she explains, she tells you they are 10-foot tall winged reptiles. Evil to the core. Previously she's told you they prey on river travelers, which is why they are referred to as terror folk. They swoop down from the sky much like a seagull when you're on the beach eating a sandwich, and they just snatch whatever they can. They've got a wingspan of 20 foot, so can easily carry a medium-sized humanoid away if they manage to get a good grip on that person. So she explains to you, if you see them diving, defend yourself or be ready to dodge, rather than have their claws dig into you and pull you from the ground up and let go when you're high up in the air.
Alright.
Yeah, anything else that I can help with? No?
You have been doing a wonderful job until now.
Good to know. Sure. You too. And she gives you the thumbs up.
Alright, let's go.
Okay. So, the next day, Azaka leads you deeper into the jungle. You cautiously make your way towards the foot of the Firefinger, avoiding any open areas of the jungle and moving at a steady, slow pace. By midday, a heavy rain begins to fall. This is the weather that we will be needing when we make our ascent. Rain to obscure the visibility. Or we can wait and ascend at night. What do you think?
Will it be safe to get up the tower with this rain? Are we going inside the tower or outside?
I have not been inside the tower. I do not know myself. But we will need to climb.
With all due respect to both our guide and yourself, Argo, how is your visibility at night?
Not good. Not good.
In general, if we have to climb, does anyone have any type of climbing equipment? I have a rope. That's about it.
I have rope and pythons. You can stick to the walls.
That's good. But if you don't see during the night, it might be dangerous to climb without a light source. And if we have a light source, we will be seen.
Then let's go with the rain, yeah.
Who does not have dark vision?
Bargo doesn't.
And our guide probably doesn't either. If she is indeed human, obviously.
Obviously. But you don't... Well, I don't know.
No, but again, Dosted just said he assumed that was the case. So again, yeah.
Oh, so you've asked her, have you?
No, he basically said, but I don't know if how is your visibility? Asking both Vargo and Asaka if how their visibility was at night,
Ah.
and Vargo just replied, "Not very good, no."
Ah. And Azaka says to you, hey, I was grown up in the jungle. I can see okay at night. I do not need the use of torches.
So we risk being some of us being blind, or we risk maybe slippery slope when we ascend. What makes most sense to people?
Well, there's
I
more of
think
us that could be.
I think that it will make more sense if we first inquire if there is a way to ascend from the inside. I don't know. It's a tower, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, maybe if we can go up from the inside, it might be no problem.
Let's scout it out. Maybe you can bring out that owl.
Sure. Okay. If we want to make the base of the tower for night, we need to pick up our pace and go now. But if we are happy to wait for either a rain or a mist to obscure our ascent, then we should make camp here and leave at first light and hide in the jungle and wait for the weather.
Whatever you guys want, I will manage.
Come again, I didn't hear.
Oh, I say.
What would you
Decision.
prefer? He said. What would you prefer? You can either run to the base of the tower now and try ascend in the dark, or you can camp and then wait until morning and make your way.
I'm fine with either.
I mean, there's no way to plan out this. We have to make a decision.
I thought
We
it was raining already.
The rain has stopped. It was raining.
All right.
Yeah, but you're still a good 2 hours away from the base of the tower.
Climbing in the rain and climbing in the dark will be about equally dangerous, I believe.
But I mean, it's what I say. I mean, from the inside, we might not have the need to climb at all. But we don't know. We will have to get closer to find out.
This is roughly what you can see in the distance from where you are now in the chat.
Oh, yeah. All right.
It looks like a big, straight, flat rock surface.
There's probably no inside.
We will know when we're there, but my suggestion is going up in the night.
I think so too. Most of us can see in the dark. One
And
of us
it's
will be
nighttime,
protected against the rain.
and nighttime is reliable. It won't stop randomly.
I may as well ask: Can any of you grant someone with night vision? I know this can be done. I just not do it myself.
I
Unfortunately
cannot
not.
do it now, and I don't know if I can ever do it.
Oh dear.
Can
No,
only make things darker.
actually, yes. Yes, I can do that. I can do it very dark for you and quiet.
All
All
right.
right,
So
I will tie a rope around my waist or something. Don't worry.
I mean, if it's a clear night, you'll be able to see a couple of feet in front of you with the starlight. And obviously, once you get above the jungle canopy, it'll be a bit clearer.
Sure,
And
let's go.
if you wish, I say, and take out a small rock, you can always have a glowing rock in your pocket.
I
In
mean,
case of
I
emergency.
will try to avoid any lights if possible, considering these creatures. You know, hearing about this diving attack or something, that might not be how do I put it ideal if we are climbing.
Mm-hmm. Have you?
I don't want to make myself a target.
It sounds like you've then agreed all to do a night climb.
Sure,
Yes.
let's.
All right. Um. Right. Then we need to pick up our pace and ascend this evening. Quickly now. Follow me. And Azaka begins to jog through the jungle, ducking and diving underneath the canopy, moving around, making sure that she's running as silently as possible but under cover so that she cannot be spotted from above. 2 hours after the sun has set, there's still a glowing redness in the sky. Near the jungle floor with the canopy above you, it's reasonably dark as you slowly make your way to the edge of the jungle. Rising high above the jungle canopy ahead of you is a 300-foot tall, naturally formed spire of rock with smoke issuing from a flaming beacon at the top of it. The walls of the spire are sheer and dotted with small caves. Frail-looking ladders hang from narrow ledges at various heights. Near the top of the tower, circling around, are 4 terrafolk. From the base of the tower, you can see a ladder directly rising up 60 feet to the first alcove or entrance to the cave. From there, as you look around the tower, the next ladder appears to be slightly broken, but there is a second cave entrance about 160 feet above the ground. An edge that is carved into the rock around the entire circumference of the tower has a ladder that ascends from the outside up and another 80 feet. From where you're standing, the final little cave that you can see is about 240 feet above the ground, and it is above these entrances that the 4 terrafolk are hovering between and the height of the top of the tower.
Oh,
As you are looking up, you notice in front of you the broken, battered body of an elf. He's wearing breeches, sort of like skinny jeans, and a tattered shirt. And in his cold, dead hands, is held a rolled up parchment, a piece of paper. The legs are bent in opposite directions and his neck has been snapped and turned around. the body looks like it's been pancaked. Someone roll an investigation check for me.
I will guide myself for this. Well,
Yeah, it does look like most of his limbs are broken. He's definitely dead, but from where you're standing, there's nothing else that you can tell about him. Does anyone else care to have a look at him?
Sure, just in case.
The exact same.
This man is dead. This man is dead, clearly.
From where you are standing, you agree this elf is definitely dead.
I walk up to Vargo and I just nod.
We are both pretty sure we did a great job.
Yeah,
Can I add? Can I at least pass around the note for someone to read?
Yes, so you move closer to him and you have to uncurl his fingers and take a look at the scroll of parchment, the scroll in his hand. And it looks like a small map. It's a hand-drawn rough map, and it's got a little tower where underneath is written Firefinger. There are some round scribbly bits that seem to indicate the jungle itself, and then you also manage to see, let me see if I can't just actually add this to the chat quickly. It is a small map, is what I'm trying to say. There we go. Right. So you can see the once lost city of Mesro marked on the map not too far away from you. From Firefinger a little deeper within to the jungle, you can see location marked Ruku Outpost, and then lower down on the map you can see the river Olong, a bridge going over it, which is Ataz Muhaha. And you know that southwards of there is Kirsabal.
Alright, so we got ourselves a new location between Firefinger and Mesro.
Yes, you do.
And we get to know that Atun Mashafa or whatever, it's a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Which means, now that you've actually got the map, I can go ahead and reveal a little bit more on the main map as well. Okay.
Can we make a mark where the outpost will be?
Yes. Let's make a little square.
Yeah. Thank you.
Where's the white?
We are at the foot of the tower, correct?
Yes.
Can I roll an investigation check to see how confident Dustin feels crawling with his claws on this thing?
Go ahead.
Well, is he confident or not?
He's
That's a 19.
He's pretty confident. Do you mean, look, when you said crawling, you mean climbing?
Obviously, yes. Thank you.
In parts, it does look like it is sheer rock face, and this does look like natural rock, but given your feline background, you feel quite confident that you could climb this no problem.
You just will never be able to go down
Well, you know, yeah.
as
It's
cats do.
I'll be stuck up there. It's just like meowing for the rest of. No matter how far away you get, you can just hear me meowing up here for the rest of the time. Yeah, that's great.
okay. I mean, it is quicker to come down than it is to go up, really, isn't it?
I have
Yeah.
9 lives.
Well, that drop looks to take at least 4 of those.
More than 4.
So before we start climbing, I will cast aid on myself, on Jarlena, and on Valaris, which will give us all 5 temporary hit points. Or no,
No,
it's temporary.
it's not temporary. They
It's
are
an
actual hit
increase of
points.
5.
5 additional hit points.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the next 8 hours.
Ooh.
I'm also gonna cast Bless.
You're gonna cast Bless.
Yeah.
That lasts for a minute.
It's only a minute. Oh yeah.
Well, that's 10 turns. Yeah, that doesn't really. Yeah.
I'll hold off for now. Actually.
Alright, save it then.
I'll
Yeah.
cast Mage.
You are gonna need it.
For a while.
All right. I mean, let's be positive here. At least there are ladders. It's clear there is clearly an inside.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to stealth our way through this. Oh no!
You are under the cover of darkness at the moment. So stealth from above. The Terrafolk, they cannot see you. If they would have attacked by now. So where you are on the jungle floor in front of the tower, they can't see you.
All right.
I mean, we all have 60 feet dark vision, so we can probably only see to the top of the first ladder anyway.
All right.
So I mean, none of us has any idea what's up there. Like,
I mean, I see the fire.
oh yeah, true. So the fire might show these things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the fire
Um,
is quite bright.
All right. Shall we go then?
Yeah.
Dustin is gonna probably. Can I go first, by the way?
You
Because if this ladder breaks at any time, I at least still can manage somewhat.
Mm-hmm. Roll a perception check for me.
I would love to, but I apparently got kicked out. Just a second.
Yep. Just a quick question while he fixed that. Climbing with a shield, not possible, right?
I mean, you can put it to your back. It depends on the size of the shield, you know. If it's like one of those buckler shield, yeah. If it straps onto your forearm, yes.
I'm on attaching it.
It would be easier just to strap it onto your back somewhere or tie it to your belt or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is with disadvantage because of dim light.
No, the ladder in front of you, it looks sturdy enough to hold your weight. It is fragile, but it looks intact.
Well, I'll take the first four. Or the first climb. Kitties always land on their feet, right? It's the sort of like dark humor that Dustin Gold would send this thing with.
Okay, so you're gonna be the first person to ascend the ladder.
Yeah, I have a 50-foot rope. This. Yeah, that will have to do. We'll figure it out.
Okay, you step up to the ladder and you put your hands on the sides, 1 foot onto the first rung, and you slowly start to climb up. please can you roll an athletics check for me?
Athletics or acrobatics? Athletics, yeah.
Athletics, yes.
7. That's bad.
A 7 is bad. One of the rungs underneath you breaks, and you manage to hold on and continue climbing. You do not fall, thank goodness. But you slowly manage to make it to up the ladder, which is 60 feet high, by the way.
Great.
Slowly in front of you, you get to the lip on the top of the ladder, and you notice it is a small cave entrance. I will draw it for you here.
If you've drawn something in the dark. Okay, thank you.
There we go. So. Can everyone see themselves? Yeah. So, Dusted is now there. Everyone else is on the bottom. As is Zach.
Should
Mm-hmm.
should we try to tie ourselves together, or is that a stupid idea? Or should we
Well, I'm not there.
should we have one of us get up and then tie a rope and help the others up? Especially the people who have problems seeing, they might have problems. Maybe not yet, but soon. I'm no good climber for sure.
It is 60 feet to the top, up the stairs, up the ladder.
Yeah.
Dustin's gonna. Can I try to look around for a place to secure the rope before throwing it over the edge?
Yeah, make a perception or investigation check, whichever you want.
I would prefer perception. Oh, damn it. 12.
12, I mean, you look around, I mean, it's a cliff, kind of an entrance. There doesn't look to be any rungs or anything. Do you have any pitons on you that you could maybe hammer into the sides of the walls?
Unfortunately not. That's not the type of backpack I chose.
Okay, but I think you know Vargo has.
I mean, I can climb down again and get one. But the thing is, I risk running into someone on the middle of the staircase if I do that, or the ladder if I do that. So,
This is
and
true.
shouting isn't really an option. It's really not an option right now. So I'm just staying up there.
Okay, so you're going to stay up there after looking around and finding no place to attach the rope. Who is going up next?
I'll try and climb.
Okay then. So, Yelena, you're going to use the ladder, are you?
Yes.
Alright, then I need you to roll an athletics check for me, please.
Oh my god.
Wow. As you start climbing up, one of your foot slips and two rungs near the bottom break on the ladder as well. Can you roll a strength check for me, please?
Yeah. Why couldn't the other roll be as good as that? God
Alright.
damn.
You manage to hold on without falling, and you manage to climb the 60 feet up on the ladder. The bottom of the ladder is looking quite sparse in terms of rungs left, but you manage to make it to the top without any further incident. Looking around, you can see a very dark cave beyond in front of you. Who's next up the ladder?
I'll try and climb up.
Alright, I need you to roll an athletics check for me, please.
Whew,
Okay.
not a problem.
No problem at all. You do a little leap onto one of the rungs of the ladder, and you manage to scamper your way up to the top without any problems at all. Who's next?
Whom are left apart from me?
Lunan, Vargo, and Azaka.
Vargo. Vargo, do you want to go since you have trouble seeing? Or? Vargo, you're muted.
I feel so stupid.
Have you been
All right.
talking all this time?
Yeah.
Oh,
In any case, I think I will need the assistance of a rope. Do you happen to have one?
Again, if I have a rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a rope.
Do you have pitons or pythons? 10, and I'll hand it to him 2 pythons.
Uh-huh.
Please make sure it's safely tightened.
Sure. I will throw down an end of the rope when it's tightened.
Thank you. And I will guide him in his ascent.
Alright, so Vargo, you're going up now, are you?
No,
I
Luna
am.
is.
Okay.
I
sorry.
will attach. He gave me some pitons.
Yeah. So Vargo's letting Lunan go up, and Lunan, you're going to climb up yourself now.
Yeah.
Alright, then I need you to roll an athletics check for me, please.
Ayun, help me. I'm guiding myself.
Yeah, I say to you, you're guided.
Ooh. And then plus a d4.
Put your feet over there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good job.
perfect.
Ooh, okay, so with the rope and the piton in hand, you manage to leap onto one of the available rungs, pull yourself up, and scamper all the way up the ladder, placing one piton halfway up. I'm guessing you're going to secure the second one to the top so that you can dangle the rope down.
Yeah.
Alright, with the rope dangled down, Vargo, it is then your turn.
Right.
I need you to roll an athletics check for me, please.
Does the rope help in any way?
Pardon?
Does the rope help in any way?
No, not for this portion, because it's actually about the ladder, not the rope at all. It's to see if the ladder
Oh.
breaks.
Alright. I will guide myself for this. It's okay.
Okay, so you gingerly make your way up. No problem. I'm gonna sneeze in a second, hold on.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thanks. No requirement needed for the rope at all. You manage to scamper your way all the way up and you get to the top. Right. When you reach the top, you can see an abandoned cave in front of you. There is a small corridor leading off to the east as well as one to the north, and the north opens up into a 10-foot wide pit in front of you. Beyond, you can see an entrance, as well as another corridor leading off to the east.
All right.
As you move in
I can move
closer,
up a bit.
Azaka makes her way up the ladder as well. How is everybody for time?
I'm okay.
I'm good.
I probably have to go soon. I gotta do a few things before going to bed.
Okay, so
Yeah, no problem.
in which case, I will say we're on next week as well. So let's end the session here. You've all managed to climb the 60 feet on the crumbling ladders. And you've managed to reach the first entrance of the tower in your assault on Firefinger.
Yeah,
Azaka
just second.
Stormfang bringing up the rear.
As soon as she came up, I took the rope up again.
Are you leaving the pittons in the wall? Or are you going to try and pull those out as well?
It's up to Vargo. I showed
Please
them
take them.
I'll bring them.
Okay. Right. In which case, let's call it here for this evening. Next week is our last session before Christmas, isn't it?
Mm.
And last session of the year, if I recall correctly.
No, there's supposed to be one before New Year's, right?
Yeah, I think we did say the one. Let me just double check.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, the 29th, so 2 days before. So, next week we will begin the assault of the Firefinger. Guys, everyone, thank you very much for this evening.
Thank you.
What else? And I think that is it for the session.